Welcome back to Fantasy Football Today, presented by Caesars Sportsbook and Casino. Got the NFL Weekly Specials on Caesars Sportsbook. They give you a prop to play on who will be the leader in passing yards, rushing yards, receiving yards, and here are some of the odds for those. Tom Brady, Derek Carr, passing yards, Jonathan Taylor in rushing yards, Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams in receiving yards. And here to make sense of all of that is Mr. Perfect himself, 4-0 last week. Emory Hunt joining us here on Fantasy Football Today. That smile is perfect, and he's going to be perfect with his picks once again. All right, so let's get right to it here. We got the prop to lead the league in passing yards for week number 2. Who is the pick that our audience should be playing to win some money?
It's going to be a surprise, but I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts of Philadelphia over the passing total. He's going to crush this pass number, I think, this week because of the fact that they're playing Minnesota. It's going to be a primetime game. Last week, they needed him to rush 17 times for 90 yards. But when you have two legit number one options at wide receiver in A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, I think those two guys will have a lot of success against a young-ish secondary out there in Minnesota. So I like Jalen Hurts to surprise folks and lead the league in passing this week.
Love this game. I think it's going to be a fun one. And Jalen Hurts at plus 2,000 has a great opportunity here to help you cash big here. I think he's going to be a great fantasy quarterback as well. No surprise there with Jalen Hurts. All right, let's go now to the weekly receiving yards leader here. And this is always a tough one because there's so many great wide receivers, Emory. So who's the pick that our audience should be playing?
You know, there's so many great wide receivers, and it's such a passing league, as they like to say, but I'm going to go with a big playmaker, and I think it's going to be his day to have a lot of yards, and that's Jamar Chase of Cincinnati. I think he's going to eat versus this Cowboys secondary. He is someone, it doesn't matter where you play him or who plays against him. So this is not a matchup particular prop or whatnot. This is talent versus non-talent, and I'm not saying the Cowboys secondary doesn't have talent. I'm just saying that no one's back there is going to cover Jamar Chase. So I expect him to approach at least 160 receiving today.
Please, please, please play Trayvon Diggs on Jamar Chase one-on-one and just say, let's go. Have fun on the island, and I think it will be a lot of fun for Jamar Chase. I think he will cash big.
We saw that at LSU versus Alabama. Is not a pretty picture. Like, no, nobody wants to see that again.
That's a very good call. Hopefully the Cowboys will adjust, but not for our purposes, and it might be good news for Jamar Chase based on how many targets he could see in this matchup. All right, let's talk about the rushing yards leader. So, again, another tough call here because a lot of good running backs, as we saw in week 1, some strong performances. Who's the pick that you're going with here to lead week 2 in rushing yards?
You know, last week I went with Jonathan Taylor. I didn't want to go with him again, although he's tremendous and he's going to be right up there. But I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley. We saw Saquon with his mojo back last week. I told people all summer he's leaned up. He looks like 2018 rookie year Saquon Barkley. He has that wiggle back. He has that confidence in his knee that needs to happen after you go through a knee injury and go through knee surgery. And I think today in front of his home crowd against Carolina, he's going to go off once again. And this time he'll top everyone in rushing this week.
Emory, how much fun is it going to be to watch Saquon Barkley versus Christian McCaffrey?
It's going to be super fun, man, because we're getting them both at week 2, and we don't have to deal with the injury or questionable or hammy. I think both guys are at their healthiest, and that's going to be a fun thing to watch for fans and all of us out there that just love seeing great running back plays, including myself.
Of course, we're all looking forward to that matchup. Great job, Emory. Let's recap your picks. You're going to be right back with us here on Fantasy Football Today for some more props and player picks as well. He likes the passing yards leader to be Jalen Hurts at plus 2,000, Jamar Chase to lead the league in receiving yards for week number 2 at plus 1,400, and Saquon Barkley to lead the league in rushing yards for week 2 at plus 900. All great picks by Emory Hunt.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.